উনি রাজা হিসেবে শপথ নিলেন এবং আমাদের ব্যাংক হলিডে ছিল মানডেতে, লাস্ট মানডেতে। সো উই হ্যাভ বিন সেলিব্রেটিং, উই ডিড সেলিব্রেট throughout the country, throughout the Commonwealth and many countries around the world. So তারই আলোকে আমাদের শিক্ষা এডুকেশন আওয়ারে নিয়ে আসলাম স্টুডেন্টদেরকে, প্যারেন্টসদেরকে একটু কথা বলার জন্য যে স্কুলে, বিশেষ করে প্রাইমারি সেকেন্ডারি স্কুলে হিস্ট্রি টপিক, যেটা আমরা হিস্ট্রি টপিক নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলি, হিস্ট্রি টপিক আছে। হিস্ট্রি টপিকে কিন্তু ব্রিটিশ মনার্ক নিয়ে কথা হয়, টাইম লাইন নিয়ে কথা হয়, হিস্ট্রি নিয়ে কথা হয়, হিস্টোরিক্যাল টাইম লাইন নিয়ে কথা হয়। ইটস সো ইম্পর্টেন্ট সাবজেক্ট টু নো অ্যাবাউট দ্য পাস্ট, the changes in history as well as the monarchs and rulers around the world. So, our topic and name is British Monarch, the coronation of King Charles III. আমি আবার রিপিট করি, British Monarch, the coronation of King Charles III. তো আমরা কথা বলবো। আমি পরিচয় করিয়ে দিচ্ছি। আমার ডানে অত্যন্ত সুপরিচিত আমার একজন বড় ভাই, প্রশান্ত পুরকায়স্থ BEM ব্রিটিশ এম্পায়ার মেডেল উনি পেয়েছেন, সিনিয়র ভাইস প্রেসিডেন্ট ঢাকা ইউনিভার্সিটি অ্যালামনাই ইন দ্য UK অ্যান্ড অলসো প্রেসিডেন্ট ব্রিটিশ হিন্দু অ্যাসোসিয়েশন, ব্রিটিশ বাংলাদেশি হিন্দু অ্যাসোসিয়েশন। আদাব দাদা।
নমস্কার, গুড ইভিনিং ATN বাংলার দর্শক এবং শ্রোতা এবং আব্দুল বাসিত কামরান সবাই।
থ্যাংক ইউ, আপনার প্রোগ্রামে স্বাগত। কাজের শেষে আমাদের সাথে আসছেন এবং প্রশান্ত পুরকায়স্থ দাদার পাশেই বসে আছে, ডান পাশেই আমার সর্বডানে প্রিয়ম পুরকায়স্থ, ওনারই ছেলে, একজন স্টুডেন্ট। পুরম, গুড ইভিনিং।
Good evening.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Only good.
Excellent.
Okay, good. I'm fine, thank you very much. So have you been in school today?
Yes.
Yes, you've been. Did you have a good day?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much and welcome to Education Hour.
Thank you.
Thank you. And our left আরেকজন পরিচিত, উনি একজন কমিউনিটি এন্ড মিডিয়া অ্যাক্টিভিস্ট, মিফাতুল নূর। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ভাই।
কেমন আছেন আপা?
আলহামদুলিল্লাহ ভালো আছি, আপনিও ভালো আছেন?
আমি খুব ভালো আপা, থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। উনি একজন প্যারেন্টও বটে এবং সাথে নিয়ে এসেছেন উনার মেয়ে, পাশেই আমার সর্ববামে বসে আছে জেসিকা মোহাম্মদ। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Walaikum assalam.
How are you today?
Good.
Good?
Yes.
I'm fine, I'm very good. But I would like to hear very good or excellent. Are you dressed up really nicely, beautifully? I know Priyam, you did as well, suited and booted, and both of you are looking wonderful. Thank you. And welcome to Education Hour. And via video link, I have another guest who will be joining via video link, Qazi Iftikhar Muhammad Ayman. Assalamu alaikum Ayman. আমি কথা শুনছি না, আয়মান কথা বলো। হ্যাঁ, how are you today? Okay, I can hear. Okay, can you unmute yourself so we can hear? Yeah. So welcome to Education Hour, Ayman. Thank you. তো আপনাদের সবার কাছে আমরা আজকের যে টপিক নিয়ে আসার কারণটা হলো, বিশেষ করে যেহেতু গত সপ্তাহে এই যে বিষয়টা ছিল আমাদের করোনেশন অফ কিং চার্লস দ্য থার্ড, এটা আমাদের বাচ্চাদের জন্য কতটুকু ইম্পর্টেন্ট। দাদা, আমি আপনার কাছে যদি আসি প্রথমেই, অ্যাজ এ প্যারেন্ট হিসাবে আপনি এই যে হিস্ট্রি জানা, হিস্ট্রি বোঝা এবং প্রত্যেকটা দেশের যে হিস্ট্রি জানাটা কতটুকু ইম্পর্টেন্ট এই বাচ্চাদের জন্য বলে আপনি মনে করেন?
Very, very important to know about the history, learn about the history of the royal family, especially আজকে 17 শতাব্দী থেকে এই দেশে রাজকীয় পরিবার রুল করে আসছে। সুতরাং এই বাচ্চাদেরকে জানা উচিত কিভাবে এই দেশের রাজতন্ত্র কাজ করে, এবং রাজতন্ত্র হচ্ছে হেড অফ দ্য স্টেট, এবং হেড অফ দ্য স্টেট যে কাজ করে কিভাবে পার্লামেন্ট এবং ডেমোক্রেসি মেনটেন করে, বিশেষ করে ব্রিটিশ ভ্যালু। দ্য কিং ইজ আপহোল্ডিং দ্য ব্রিটিশ ভ্যালু হুইচ ইজ দ্য ডেমোক্রেসি, দ্য রুল অফ লজ, দ্য ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল লিবার্টি অ্যান্ড মিউচুয়াল রেসপেক্ট and tolerance. And all of this together, and the king, current king, the Charles III, is the embodiment of everything. He is there to rule the whole country, not the country, including the Commonwealth.
Commonwealth country, many other countries
Commonwealth
around the world.
So it is very, very important for the student, for the children, for the citizens of this country to know about how does the monarchy work.
গুড আপনি কি মনে করেন যারা যারা বললেন যে বাচ্চাদের শেখানো আমাদের হিস্ট্রি শেখানো কতটুকু ইম্পর্টেন্ট?
অবশ্যই আমরা যেই দেশেই থাকি না কেন প্রতিটা দেশের ইতিহাস জানা আমাদের নিজেদের যতটা প্রয়োজন আমাদের বাচ্চাদের তার চেয়ে আমি মনে করি বেশি প্রয়োজন। কারণ হচ্ছে আমাদের বাচ্চারা আগামী প্রজন্ম তারা আমাদের ফিউচারকে লিড দিবে, তারপর তারাই একদিন এই দেশকে হয়তো পরিচালনা করবে। সেক্ষেত্রে তাদের অবশ্যই এই ইতিহাসগুলো জানা দরকার এবং প্রতিটা দেশের ইতিহাস আমাদের প্রতিটা মানুষেরই জানা অপরিসীম। তো আমি মনে করি আমাদের অবশ্যই এটা প্রত্যেকের জানা দরকার এবং বিশেষ করে আমাদের বাচ্চাদের অবশ্যই জানা দরকার।
Thank you very much. Priyam, if I ask you, okay, did you watch Saturday, what happened on Saturday on telly?
Yes,
Yeah?
I did.
Did you watch the program on Saturday?
Yes.
You did? Okay. So, what do you know about this coronation? Anything do you know about?
So there were 6 steps: recognition, the third one's anointing, and then Camilla also got crowned with her.
Wow. As queen consort, isn't it?
Yes.
Very good. So in your school, did you do anything special? I'm not
Yes.
saying on Saturday. Saturday you didn't go to school, but I'm talking about before Saturday or when you went back on Tuesday.
On Friday,
On Friday, last Friday, yes?
we made crowns.
Wow. Did you have any special assembly in school?
Yes.
Yes. What did you do?
So the teacher asked us questions about King Charles, like what was his favourite sport, what was his favourite animals.
So you have learned about King's family and about the new king, yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask more questions. Jessica, so what did you do in school about this special event?
So, last Friday, firstly, we made masks.
You made a mask. What kind of mask?
So there's all type of masks. Like, there's Camilla, Prince Charles, Prince William, Prince Harry, and their dog.
Did you have any special assembly in school about them? Or any other special thing? Did you have any special dinner or lunch?
We had a tea party.
You had a tea party. Ah, so what did you eat?
Cake, biscuit, and bread.
Right. That's very good. We'll talk. Ayman, can you hear me now? You can hear. So don't turn your camera around. You have to make it very fixed. Yeah? So can you hear me now? Can you speak, please? So, okay, can you unmute yourself? Your sound being muted. প্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা কথা বলছি ব্রিটিশ মনার্ক, দ্য করোনেশন অফ কিংস চার্লস দ্য থার্ড, অ্যান্ড অলসো এডুকেশন আমাদের এই পর্যায়ে আমরা কথা বলার কারণটা হলো হিস্ট্রি সম্বন্ধে জানা, ইম্পর্টেন্স অফ হিস্ট্রি ডিসকাস করা। সো উই আর টকিং টু দ্য প্যারেন্টস অ্যাজ ওয়েল অ্যাজ দেয়ার চিলড্রেন, হোয়াট হ্যাপেন অন লাস্ট স্যাটারডে, as well as what we are thinking now about the history, what can we learn from the history about the king and queen. আমাদের একটা ছোট্ট বিরতি যেতে হবে, বিরতি পর আবার দেখা হচ্ছে, আমাদের সাথে থাকবেন। হ্যাঁ আমি ঠিক আছি হ্যাঁ থ্যাংক ইউ ও কি চলে গেছে হ্যাঁ
My sound isn't good either. It's on max. I'm so confused. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Can you hear me now? Ayman?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't move. You just stay still, please. Please. Stay. Yeah, that's fine. I can hear. প্রিয় দর্শক বিরতির পর আবার একুশে আওয়ারে আমরা কথা বলছি আমাদের আজকের টপিক ব্রিটিশ মনার্ক দ্য করোনেশন অফ কিংস চার্লস দ্য থার্ড সো যেহেতু আমাদের এটা হিস্ট্রি একটা পার্ট এবং হিস্ট্রি ইজ এ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট সাবজেক্ট ইন প্রাইমারি সেকেন্ডারি স্কুল অ্যাজ ওয়েল অ্যাজ ইন ফার্দার এডুকেশন তার জন্য এই টপিকটা নিয়ে আসা কথা বলা স্টুডেন্টদের সাথে প্যারেন্টদের সাথে টিচারদের সাথে তো আজকে আমাদের প্যারেন্টসরা দুজন প্যারেন্টস এসেছেন স্টুডেন্ট চারজন স্টুডেন্ট আমার সাথে আছেন তারা কথা বলছেন যে উই আর টকিং অ্যাবাউট দ্য ইম্পর্টেন্স অফ coronation as well as the history and the timeline we'll be talking about. Qazi Iftikhar Muhammad Ayman. So can you hear me now? Ayman?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ayman, I can't see your, yeah, that's it. You are here. So, what did you do last week? Anything special about the topic we are discussing now?
Well, I watched some of the king's coronation on TV.
Okay.
But since it was raining, we couldn't go. But we saw that there were like thousands of people from all over.
Yes.
And like we went somewhere that day, and like places that are like hotels that aren't normally like packed or anything. Some don't even have people normally. They were like suddenly packed because so many people came from out all around the world to see it. So like some people might not appreciate who are living in England, what they have here. So people from all around the world come to see this. But even though we're here, we might not go or might not want to go.
Okay. So this is very good to hear that what he said, and you mentioned something, it's a democratic country, so people have a choice to do, but most people, as far as I know, there are people obviously they have right to say against the monarchy, against the king or whatever, but it was a grand celebration, and in the Commonwealth countries around the world, as well as many countries around the world, and in this country we watch the program, there is a special holiday as well, on bank holiday. So in your school, did you do anything special?
Well, not really, actually. We didn't do much.
Okay,
It was
but
just
these two
normal.
students, they shared here, Priyom and Jessica, they shared in their school, they had party, assemblies, they talked about the made crown, they did some special activities, I know, they did that. In primary school, obviously secondary school, they have got different tuitions, as you are talking about. Now, why do you think the royal family and the king, do you think they're important for us?
Well, yes, but if they weren't here,
Yes.
it wouldn't make much of a difference because they don't really make much laws, and any laws they do want to make have to be passed through Parliament.
Yes,
So-
but you are right, because politically they're not making rules, but it's like a ceremonial. But obviously
Yeah.
they are overseeing everything. Yes, you are right. But I'm talking about in terms of, think about charity, think about things they do around the world and in this country. Do you think they do many good things in this country?
Well, depends. In what way?
Well, I can ask the students then here, Priyom, what do you think? What kind of good things do they do?
So they do stuff for charity,
Charity? Yes, Ayman, yes. Charity? What else?
and then they also hold big events
Excellent.
which also relate to charity.
Related to charity, because charities are so good around the world, and they do hundreds and hundreds of charity. Each family member of the royal family, they do that, isn't it?
Yes.
So this is very good. Do you know anything? Yeah. What else can you say?
Also charity, other one too.
Yes.
I'm not sure of others.
Thinking another.
Okay. What about when people come and visit places in this country? They will not go to visit my house. A visitor will say, "No, I'm going to go to Sirajul's house." They will not do that. But when they hear the Buckingham Palace, they will go. The tourism, isn't it? People
Yeah.
coming from around the world to go to different places.
Prime Minister coming.
Is that right?
Yes.
And
A lot of people
also,
come.
they act as great ambassadors for this country,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes.
And charity one, you said, very important one. And something I must mention, Ayman,
Yeah.
have you heard King Charles, he talked about the environment and talked about living things, talked about the weather and how to, climate change. Have you heard that? He talked about that?
I don't think so.
You haven't heard. Have you heard?
Yes.
Yes, he talked about that, isn't it?
Yes.
So he would like to see the environment in the future for the next generation to be good, to be better than what we are doing now, less pollution, isn't it?
Yes.
So this is something very good they talked about, isn't it? And I tell you, some of the important things about the history of the past. I have got some books here. Very quickly, I'm going to look. British monarch, yeah? So history we learn. Priyom, you tell me, why do you think is history important?
History teaches us about the past,
Good?
about what people before us have done for us.
Excellent. Would you like to add something to that, Jessica?
Adding on to his point, they have the people in the past has interesting, like the royals, for an example, they like, they are like, I'm not sure how to.
Okay, so they did things they did in the past, isn't it? What he was.
Interesting facts.
Interesting facts. Excellent. You said the word facts, and there's a history. Facts and changes, timeline. Excellent. Well said, Jessica. Well said, Priyom. I have got some.
There's an important thing that once upon a time, the British royals used to rule all over the world, and it was said that sun did not set in the
British
reign,
Empire.
British Empire, because when the sun rises in the UK, sun sets in the Asia and different countries, Australia, Bangladesh, that sort of things. That they have been ruling all over the country. So at that, there was a time there is no sunsets in the British reign.
Absolutely. And I got some books here, ancient history. We need to know about the history. So this is a very special. I know. I got. Have you heard about the Tudor?
Yes.
You have learned. You
Yeah.
learn about. That's also part of British. Early Britain. Here timeline. Anglo-Saxon and Vikings. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Yes. And you learned in school. Anglo-Saxon and Viking. Now and then Stone Age. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Stone Age. Yeah. Stone Age. Iron Age. Bronze Age. Yeah. You need to learn in history. Now, early Britain. So look at this. So I've got this one as well. And then I've got some timeline. Timeline is so important, isn't it? So timeline is very, very important. If I hold this book, particularly in primary and secondary school, you need to learn about the timeline of history, isn't it? And monarchs, kings and queens. So this is very important. And as you can see, so many things here, including ancient Egypt as well. Romans, all these people. Romans came in this country, Tudors, Norman, Anglo-Saxons, Vikings. Have you heard that, all this?
Yes.
This is very good. And ancient world. What does ancient mean? Very, very
Old.
old. This is very good. So we are talking about something so important as part of history, the coronation of King Charles III. I'm going to go to your dad, Priyam. We are so lucky to have Prashant Purakayasto, BEM. You are so lucky. You are one of the persons in our community who was invited specially in that particular ceremony on Saturday. Only 2,000 just plus guests were invited from around the world, and you are one of them, and I have seen you on telly as well. So would you like to tell your experience and your reflection, please?
Thank you very much for raising and bringing ATN Bangla to the highlighting this experience, which I attended on the 6th of May 2023 at the Westminster Abbey. I was fortunate and I was privileged to be there as you mentioned, one of the guests. Not only that, I feel so much proud of saying that I'm representing my community, my country, my village, my locality. One of my friends was saying, you are from Chandpur, you are from Balagons, you are from Usmaninagar, you are from Bangladesh, you are my classmate, you are representing my school.
Excellent.
Like my colleague was saying that you represent Dhaka University alumni in the UK, a different organization.
Yes, we can see this photo here. You are there? Yes. Prashant Purakayasto, so I can see another person here, Salim Ahmed. His name is Wajid Hassan Salim. Also, he received an BEM. So proud. I can see Prashant Purakayasto is standing next to this lady there, isn't it?
Yes.
And the moment, as you can see, they are taking the crown. Wow, this is great. Thank you very much for showing this photo. Carry on.
My college, my university, my locality, my community, and my country, my nation,
Yes.
I would say. I could not be happier than that.
Wow, this is
And
very
it was a
good.
wonderful experience to be there, that the Commonwealth King, the King of Great Britain, and the Queen was crowned on the day. And I was witnessing just in front.
Yes.
Everybody, all the royal family members, all the head of states were passing by. I was standing next to them.
Wow.
And billions of people have been watching all over the world. And I was there to witness.
Thank you.
I could not be in
That's
better
very
than
good. We'd like to see the special invitation card actually. This is very nice. We'd like to hear that.
Yes.
Can you hold it?
This is
Camera.
the
This is a special
This
invitation.
is the invitation card I received.
Very special one. Thank you.
Personalized one.
And is
And
it
this one is the itinerary brochure.
all the items? What happened
Everything
on that day?
happens. This is something educational from the.
And we are learning. Jessica
educational,
and Priyam.
from the student children.
And I hope
if
Ayman.
I go through.
Yeah, can I just stop? Ayman, are you
Yes.
listening to us now about? Yes. So Prashanto Purakayasto, BEM, what this gentleman was invited to go to this special ceremony, and he was talking about his experience. I'm going to ask you, to think about a question you're going to ask him within a minute. Yeah, think about a question you're going to ask him to talk about his experience. Maybe he can ask something. Okay, I'll be coming to you in a minute. Yes.
This is the coronation of Their Majesties King Charles III and Queen Camilla. This is the itinerary. And every single thing happened, as Priyam said, on that day is written down here.
Okay.
When it started, who is coming, royal family, who is coming after whom, when royal family is coming. And also there are verses, oath and everything in here.
Okay.
Whatever has been through, all the
This is part of history.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Everything is there. And we had to take part too. We had to say our bit.
Yes.
And we had to sing the song,
Okay.
God Save the King.
Okay.
God Save the King Charles.
Okay, good. On that note, we can take a call then. Assalamu alaikum, দর্শক পরিচিত কোনো মন্তব্য কোনো প্রশ্ন?
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. My name is Shafi Choudhury.
Assalamu alaikum, Shafi bhai.
Well, I'm calling from Southern Surrey. I just want to say a word on history. History is not only a study of the past,
Yes.
it is also a study of the present, and from the past and present, a reflection on the future. What
Excellent.
can happen? Otherwise, history got no value.
Well said. Thank you very much, Mr. Choudhury. You said rightly, not only past. Did you hear that?
Yes.
So thank you for a good correction. Present and future. So history is so important. Timeline from the previous sort of life as well as now and for the future. Thank you very much for your very important phone call. Really appreciate that. So this is very important. Now I'm going to ask Ayman, Qazi Iftikhar Muhammad Ayman. Do you have a question for Prashanto Purakasto BEM?
Yes.
Go
So
on,
my
ask.
question is, how do you feel about being in part of one of the most historical events of this entire century so far? Probably the most historical one of this century.
Thank you very much, Ayman.
Thank you.
I feel I'm overwhelmed, one thing. Other thing, excited. Another thing is, like I witnessed, as everybody mentioned, the history of the king and queen to be crowned. And most importantly, what I thought I represented my country, my nations, my community, and everybody I'm associated with. So I could not be happier than that and so much fortunate. And I could talk about it with my experience, what I have witnessed with my own eyes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your wonderful question. And thank you, Prashanto Purakas, for answering this with your wonderful answer. মিফতাহ আপা, আপনার কাছে আসবো। আপনার ওই দিনটা কেমন গেল? আমি জানি আপনি জেসিকা নিয়ে গেছিলেন, একটু এক্সপিরিয়েন্স শেয়ার করেন আপনার।
আচ্ছা, ধন্যবাদ। আসলে আমি ছোটবেলা থেকে রাজা রানীর গল্প শুনে বড় হয়েছি। তো আমি এই কিং কুইন এবং রাজাদের হিস্টোরি শুনতে এবং দেখতে খুবই আগ্রহী এবং এক্সাইটেড সবসময় থাকি, এবং আমি যে কোনো প্রোগ্রাম হোক আমি কিন্তু ভিজিট করি। আপনি কুইনের জন্মদিন বলেন, মৃত্যুবার্ষিকী, আমি কুইনের যখন সে মারা গেছে আমি কফিন পর্যন্ত গিয়েছি। আর সেদিনও আমি গিয়েছিলাম, প্রথমে গিয়েছিলাম ওয়েস্টমিনিস্টার, তারপর বেকিংহাম প্যালেসে গিয়েছি, এবং আমার সৌভাগ্য হয়েছে কিং কুইন এবং প্রিন্স উইলিয়াম, প্রিন্সেস অ্যান, প্রিন্স জর্জ এদেরকে দেখার সৌভাগ্য হয়েছে। আমি সারাদিন প্রায় সেখানে ছিলাম। কোটি কোটি মানুষ, মানে ওই সব এলাকা পুরো উৎসাহ নিয়ে দেখছিল। আমি আসলে খুবই একটি আনন্দমুখর একটা পরিবেশ ছিল। বৃষ্টি ছিল প্রচুর, বাট আমি খুবই আনন্দিত, এবং আমার ভিজে ভিজেও মনে হয় যে সারা দিনটা খুব ভালো কেটেছে। আর আমি এনজয় করেছি, আমার মতো যারা উৎসাহী তারাও খুব সুন্দরভাবে এনজয় করেছে, বেশ ভালো একটি সময় কেটেছে সেদিন।
Excellent. On that note, can you watch this highlight of this for a few minutes, the highlight of the coronation of Charles King III, please?
God save the King!
God save the King!
very nice pageantry.
It's great, and when the carriage went past, wow.
I come not to be served, but to serve.
Receive this all, receive this ring, receive this glove, that you may hold authority with gentleness and grace.
His Majesty's Armed Forces! Royal Salute! Present! Arms! Hip hip!
Wow, that's
Brilliant.
just highlights. We have shown just highlights. Jessica, after watching this, what do you think? What would you like to say?
It was beautiful. I love the crowns. Once it was placed to King Charles III's head and Camilla's head.
Wow. And do you like the outfit?
Yes.
Beautiful, isn't it?
I absolutely love
Absolutely. I know in a couple of minutes' time I'm going to say goodbye to you. Your sister will come here, Shaika Muhammad. So, those young people are watching program tonight. What would you like to say to them? I know you are in year 4 now, isn't it? You learn about history. We talked about history. And you talked about the facts as well, isn't it? What would you like to say to them?
Like, always love your history because it has lots of facts that you can use one day.
Absolutely. You do research, learning about the timeline, yes?
Yes.
And someone, Mr. Choudhury, Shafi Choudhury, he mentioned, he corrected us actually. This is a good thing to talk about history from the past, from present, and from the future as well. And also changes happen throughout the timeline. We have to learn as well, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. But thank you very much for coming. Now, Ayman.
Yes.
Okay, good. So, do you like history?
Yes, I like history.
Okay. So, did you study in primary school?
Yes.
You're in year 7 now, am I right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So what can you tell us about history? I know I haven't had a chance to ask you a question. Importance of history, learning from history.
Well, the present is the key to the past. Also, the past will teach you about mistakes that have been made in the past, so we won't repeat them. So, also, it tells us what things worked, so what things we should repeat. So, basically teaches us what things will work and what things might not.
Definitely, you are right. And I know we'll be going in a minute, we'll be going to a short break, but would like you to stay with us. We will be looking at another small video about the timeline of British history from 1066. And we'll have another guest coming later on, and we'll talk about the history timeline, and also the topic we're talking about, the monarch, the coronation of Charles King III. প্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা কথা বলছি, আমাদের টপিক হচ্ছে আজকে the coronation of King Charles III is a part of history, and history is a very important subject in primary and secondary school, and also in further education. And we talked about importance of history as well. We are talking to parents and students as well. আমাদের একটা ছোট্ট বিরতি যেতে হবে, বিরতির পর আবারও দেখা হচ্ছে, আমাদের সাথেই থাকবেন। প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবার এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আমরা কথা বলছি। আমাদের আজকের টপিক ব্রিটিশ মনার্ক, দ্য করোনেশন অফ কিংস চার্লস দ্য থার্ড। সো আমাদের হিস্ট্রি নিয়ে কথা হচ্ছে, চেঞ্জেস ইন হিস্ট্রি নিয়ে কথা, ফ্যাক্টস নিয়ে কথা হচ্ছে, ব্রিটিশ মনার্ক নিয়ে কথা হচ্ছে। আমাদের একজন দর্শক বলেছেন হিস্ট্রি টক্স অ্যাবাউট নট অনলি পাস্ট, টক্স প্রেজেন্ট অ্যাজ ওয়েল অ্যাজ ফিউচার। সো দিস ইজ গ্রেট। We have students and parents, and we also have shown some highlights of the coronation of our King Charles III. আমাদের স্টুডিওতে আছেন প্রশান্ত পুরকায়স্থ BEM, Senior Vice President, Dhaka University Alumni in the UK, and also Chairman, President, Hindu Association. BHA, yeah, Bangladesh Hindu Association. Welcome back, Dada. And also ওনার পাশেই বসে আছে ওনার ছেলে প্রিয়ম পুরকায়স্থ, একজন স্টুডেন্ট। প্রিয়ম, ওয়েলকাম ব্যাক। থ্যাংক ইউ। আমার বামে আর একজন কমিউনিটি মিডিয়া অ্যাক্টিভিস্ট মিফাতুল নূর আপা, থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ। উনি একজন প্যারেন্ট বটেও। পাশে বসে আছে ওনার মেয়ে, এখনই জয়েন করলো। আগে ছিল সাইকা মাহমুদ, জাসিকা মাহমুদ, এখন সাইকা মাহমুদ। সাইকা, ওয়েলকাম। আসসালামু আলাইকুম। ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। হাউ আর ইউ টুডে?
I'm good, thank you, Uncle, for inviting me again to ATN Bangla. It's a delightful, I'm really delighted to come back and talk to you about the King's coronation.
That's great. And you are also a presenter on another TV channel, and also you do the newscasting as well. This is great and nice to have you. And via video link, I have Qazi Iftikhar Muhammad Ayman. Ayman, welcome back and stay with us, please, Ayman. Thank you. Now, we are, Jessica, Saika, I am making mistake. I made mistake in the past as well. Saika, I will make sure I will cross off Jessica's name, then I will not remember that. Now, I'm sorry about this. Saika, we have been talking about the importance of history, but if you look at the timeline, the British history, I'm going to ask you a particular question. I know I ask you this sort of answer. You can look at the book as well to give answer. It doesn't matter. What was the importance of 1066 in British history? Because 1066 AD is something like very important. Alexander the Great, who became the king, who captured this country, who came, and this is very important in history. It's a turning point.
So, should I just say the whole history?
Yes, you can say it, of course.
So, in 1042, Edward, the son of last Anglo-Saxon king, was invited to stay in the English court. And after the king that passed away, the king had no heirs, so Edward was chosen by the nobles to become the king. And Edward created the Westminster Abbey where the king's coronation happened. So later in 14th October 1066, Duke William on the Normandy defended King Harold II at the Battle of Hastings, and it remained as one of the biggest and most famous English history. And so that changed the whole history and the culture in Britain. So William replaced the English land-owning elite with Norman landowners, and that resulted to feudalism.
Yes.
And because of that, he also introduced French language in the Britain culture. So the elite people, they would have French vocabulary.
Yes.
Alongside with English. And so I think that's in summary.
So more cultural development, isn't it?
There's a lot of cultural development.
And languages, linguistic development, yes.
And so I just wanted to link back to what you were previously talking about history, how important history is, because if we didn't understand or if we didn't know about this right now, we wouldn't know how people came across and learned so many languages as well.
This is very important. Thank you. Shaika, you just nicely explained, because 1066 AD, about now is AD 2023, isn't it? About 1,000 years ago. I mean, you can talk about Iron Age, Stone Age, Anglo-Saxon, Roman time, all this you can talk about, but this is one of the turning points, 1066, and we'll talk about this. And this current royal family is a kind of link with that, in a way. I will talk more about that. On that note, I can take a call. Assalamu alaikum, দর্শক পরিচয় দিন, মন্তব্য কোনো প্রশ্ন প্লিজ, কথা বলুন, আমরা শুনছি। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। আমি আর একটু অ্যাড করতে পারি হিস্ট্রির?
প্লিজ।
History normally we think it's about the king, queen, and everything, but history is of the monarchy, history, social history, economic history, environmental history, all these things we have to understand. And as a Prince of Wales, the present king was very much for the environmental and climate issue.
Absolutely.
I hope, though he, as a king, have to be a neutral person, I hope he can do something about it even in the future. The other aspect of King Charles III is he is, on religious grounds, he is very accommodating. All religions he thinks is good, and we should learn to live, people of religion, of different religions, and even of no religion, who can live together in this country nicely under the reign of the new king.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
My name is Choudhury. I'm coming from Sutton in Surrey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shafi Choudhury. You just added on, you enriched our program by adding very important things, and this is particularly good for these students. They are learning from you as well. So this is very good. And appropriately, you mentioned about the diversity, community cohesion. You talked about the multi-faith and people without faith. Because this year, I mean, maybe a last coronation happened 70 years ago, but this time, what happened during this time? We had people from different religions, different communities. They attended as well. So this is some great sort of interfaith kind of celebration. People from different communities, people with faith, people without faith, they joined in celebration as well. Am I right, Appa? কি বলেন?
আমি সেটাই মনে করি, কারণ সবাই মিলে কিন্তু সেলিব্রেশনটা করেছে, এবং কোন কোন জায়গায় আমি দেখেছি যে যারা কিংকে পছন্দ করে না তারা কিন্তু তাদের মতো করে স্লোগান দিচ্ছে, বাট একটা উৎসব মুখর পরিবেশ ছিল, সবাই কিন্তু সেলিব্রেশন করেছে, যেমন ধর্ম বর্ণ নির্বিশেষে। যে কোনো, আমি অনেক দেশের মানুষকে দেখেছি সেখানে উপস্থিত ছিল। তো অবশ্যই এটা আমাদের খুশির একটা ব্যাপার। আমরা যারা ইউকেতে বসবাস করি, এটা আমাদের লাইফের একটা পার্ট, আমাদের এই হিস্টোরি জানা দরকার আছে, এবং অবশ্যই আমরা পজিটিভলি এইগুলো আমরা নিব এবং সেলিব্রেশন করব।
That's very good. So on that note, particularly both students, Priyam and Shaika as well, you'll be watching it. Ayman, I'm going to ask you particularly, we are going to watch a short video about the timeline of British monarchs and British history. I mean, I'm not saying the whole, I mean, for maybe from 1066, we'll watch for a couple of minutes, and I would like to ask you later on your reflection, and I would like to ask you as well, both students, you'll be watching this. So, আমি কি রিকোয়েস্ট করতে পারি এই জাস্ট ভিডিও ক্লিপটা, টাইমলাইন ভিডিওটা দেখে আসি আমরা, প্লিজ? থ্যাংক ইউ। So this is very good, isn't it? You saw this timeline, and then now the King Charles III. So this is very important for young people to know how it started, where it started, and the timeline, different periods, different time. Yes?
Yes.
And when you do research and inquiry, they call inquiry, is one of the important things in history as well. Ayman.
Yeah.
So your reflection, I would like to hear after watching this timeline of.
So I think that the further into the past you go, the less longer they're king or queen. But the closer you come to the present, like the longer they live, or not the longer they live, but the longer they are monarch. And there were loads of houses, like House of Windsor, House of Stuart, House of Tudor. So like, also there were many like repeated names.
Yes.
So they became like Henry I, Henry VIII, using Roman numerals.
Yes.
So, yeah.
This is very good. Thank you. Well explained. And Priyam, would you like to add something to what Ayman said?
There have been many kings and queens in Britain.
Yes.
Since William the Conqueror.
Yes.
And people before him.
Right.
And then we have Charles III now.
So this is very good, as you can see.
So the monarchy's been here pretty much since Britain has been here.
That's very good. Saika?
So I would say, obviously, I didn't bring my glasses, so I can't see from that far away. But it's quite apparent how, like, from the set period, it took a lot of, like, after so many years, there were, like, women who were queens and who were powerful, like, who were in power, like Queen Elizabeth, who unfortunately, she passed away. But
she was the longest serving the monarch in British history, isn't it?
Female monarch.
7 or 71?
70 years, 214 days.
14 days, okay.
And I think that's really empowering to women in our society right now. So that's my reflection from it.
Definitely, definitely. So this is very good to share with students and also those that are watching program. And it is very good, প্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা কথা বলছি আমাদের যে টপিক করোনেশন অফ কিংস চার্লস দ্য থার্ড, আমাদের এই কথা, এই যে সেলিব্রেশনের পাশাপাশি কিন্তু আমরা হিস্টোরিক্যাল কিছু কিছু এলিমেন্টস আমরা নিয়ে এসেছি কথা বলার জন্য, টাইমলাইন নিয়ে এসেছি, হিস্ট্রি কতটুকু ইম্পর্টেন্ট সেটা বিষয়ে আমরা কথা বলছি স্টুডেন্টরা এবং প্যারেন্টসরা কথা বলছেন, এবং এই ব্যাপারে ফ্যাক্টস নিয়ে কথা হচ্ছে, ফিগার্স নিয়ে কথা হচ্ছে, টাইমলাইন নিয়ে কথা হচ্ছে, এবং আমরা রিসার্চের ব্যাপারটাও কথা বলছি আমরা, এবং এগুলা কিন্তু প্রাইমারি সেকেন্ডারি স্কুল ইনক্লুডিং ফার্দার এডুকেশন are very important. And earlier, Mr. Shafi Choudhury also mentioned something very nice about, social history, moral history, all these kind of things he added on. And also we talked about good things like environmental changes, CO2, King Charles is involved in, isn't it? Okay? Dada, আপনি জানি আপনারা অনেক এক্সপিরিয়েন্স করেছেন, তো আপনি এই যে যারা ইয়াং স্টুডেন্ট যারা ওয়াচ করে বা করতে চায়, আপনি তাদের শেখাটা, বিশেষ করে হিস্ট্রি is a difficult subject in a way to learn. You have to read a lot, isn't it? Find out more about this, doing a lot of research, isn't it?
Yes.
About history, not only about the British, any history around the world. As we talked about earlier, আমরা কথা বলেছি, আমাদের যে এই যে হিস্ট্রির বইগুলো আমরা এখানে আছে, অনেক হিস্ট্রি সেখানে এনশিয়েন্ট হিস্ট্রি আছে। হ্যাঁ, আদিকালের লোকজন কেমন ছিল, কি করতো না করতো, এই বিষয়টা আর কি। আমাদের আরেকটা ছোট্ট ভিডিও ছিল, এটা কি দেখা সম্ভব? If it is possible. If it is not, then it's fine, that's okay. So, এই যে আমাদের শেখানো, প্যারেন্ট হিসাবে আপনি কতটুকু তাদেরকে শেখানো বলে আপনারা মনে করেন কথা বলা? Even we talked about the history of our country, where we come from, Bangladesh, isn't it? We talked about when there are, we celebrate like 50 years, 52 years, when you celebrate, our.
Thank you very much. It's very, very important things, and I really thank learned Shafik Choudhury for his input in this program, and I would like to add something.
Please.
The reason being, what we learn, there is good and bad things we learn from the history, but what we need to do as a human being for the good for the world, we need to hold into the good feelings, good things, then we can go forward for the better future. And I would like to talk about and add some more with Learned Shafiq Choudhury, saying that why Charles' reign is so important for the future, for this country, for the Commonwealth, for the world. There are two important things are there. One thing is Charles is the head of the state and head of Anglican Christian, and this country is a faith-based country. But Charles is the person who is the defender of all faith. Is 30 years ago, in 2012, when Charles expressed his opinion about this, there was a uproar. So not many people liked it. But to bring, as Mr. Shafiq Choudhury said, to bring the future into context, what Charles did brought all the faith people together. And you have seen, just before the coronation, he had 30 faith, non-faith, and believer people in front of him. He addressed them, bring everybody together. What you mentioned about the community cohesion, that's the most important thing for the future, not for this country, for the whole world. The unrest going in this country, how can we bring everybody together? This is Charles's preaching.
Absolutely.
Environment is such an important thing.
Absolutely.
And you can see, as you said, head of state, what Charles can contribute in the world stage. His presence, not me, not like you, Charles' presence in all over the world, a head of the state, it makes a difference.
Excellent.
What he says. So this is going to be a great impact for the future, which is Charles is going to contribute and role, and his reign will make the changes in the future. That history will be the future, future will be the history, and it will be for all goods for this world, for the nations, for human beings and everybody.
থ্যাংক ইউ। আমি ব্রেকের পরে আপনার কাছে আসবো, আপনার কথা বলবো আবার এসে, যে বিশেষ করে বাচ্চাদের ব্যাপারে আপনি বলতে লাগবেন যে কীরকম আমরা বাচ্চাদেরকে করতে পারি যে হিস্ট্রির ব্যাপারে পড়ার জন্য। আই নো দেয়ার ইন্টারেস্ট, বাট উই নিড টু নো দিস, ইজন্ট ইট?
অ্যাকচুয়ালি হিস্টোরি সবসময় একটু লং থাকে, তো অনেক বাচ্চারা পড়তে চায় না, কিন্তু আমি পড়েছি। আমি যখন স্টুডেন্ট ছিলাম, আমার দেশের হিস্টোরি এবং এই সভ্যতা কিভাবে হলো সব হিস্টোরি কিন্তু আমি পড়েছি, ঠিক আছে? আর আমি মনে করি যে আমাদের বাচ্চারা আসলে, আমাদের সময় ডিজিটালটা অত ইমপ্রুভ ছিল না, বা আমরা মোবাইল ছিল না, মোবাইল নিয়ে বসার সুযোগ পাইনি, বা গেমস নিয়ে বসার সুযোগ পাইনি। কিন্তু এখনকার বাচ্চারা হচ্ছে কি ডিভাইসের উপরে অনেকটা নির্ভর, তো ওরা হিস্টোরি তেমন একটা পড়তে চায় না বা ইন্টারেস্ট।
It is a subject in primary and secondary school, they should take this. Primary school is compulsory, but secondary school optional, but still they have to do this.
না, এটা আসলে
আমরা আরো বিরতির পরে এসে আমরা একটু কথা বলবো, আমাদের কয়েক মিনিট আছে আর। প্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা কথা বলছিলাম, আমাদের টপিক ছিল ব্রিটিশ মনার্ক, দ্য করোনেশন অফ কিং চার্লস III। আমাদের একটা বিরতিতে যাব, বিরতির পর আবারও দেখা হচ্ছে, আমাদের সাথেই থাকবেন।
The last segment.
প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবার এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আমরা কথা বলছি। আমাদের আজকের টপিক ব্রিটিশ মনার্ক, the coronation of King Charles III. So we're talking about history, learning history, and how important it is to learn about history, about facts, about present, past, and future. That's very good. And also facts, they talked about facts as well. আমাদের সাথে অতিথি আমার ডানে বসে আছেন প্রশান্ত পুরকায়স্থ, ওয়েলকাম ব্যাক, BEM. On my right here, প্রিয়ম পুরকায়স্থ. আমার বামে এখানে বসে আছেন মিফাতুল নূর আপা, থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ, ওয়েলকাম ব্যাক. অ্যান্ড ফাইনালি শাকা মোহাম্মদ, ওয়েলকাম ব্যাক. অ্যান্ড ভায়া ভিডিও লিঙ্ক উই হ্যাভ কাজী ইফতেখার মোহাম্মদ আয়মান. আয়মান, ওয়েলকাম ব্যাক. ওকে, সো আয়মান, আমরা মনে হয় আয়মানকে আমরা হারিয়ে ফেলেছি। এনিওয়ে, তো আমরা কথা বলছিলাম যে বিষয়টা নিয়ে আমাদের আজকের টপিক, অনেক কিছু আমরা কভার করলাম। নাও one thing is very important because we are coming to the last sort of few minutes of our program. And yes, I mean, I'll just mention one thing. প্রশান্ত প্রকাশ, তো আপনি তো ওই দিন গিয়েছিলেন, তো আমরা অবশ্যই অনেকগুলো শুনেছি, এবং you heard that and you heard the story as well, isn't it, from your dad? And this is something good, our great inspiration. Maybe in the future we will see more British Bangladeshi going there to attend this kind of event. So এটা একটা ইন্সপিরেশন আমাদের জন্য, তাই না? আমরা আরেকটা ফটো দেখে আসছি। এটা can we see just one or two more photos with the guests maybe there? Yes. Oh, these two are very famous television celebrity, isn't it? Yes, that's right. Absolutely, they're very famous in this country, in the world as well. And also this one you are with, this is Prince Edward. Prince Edward, he's walking through the door. That's right, I can see that. Oh, that's very good. So did you have chance to talk to any of them?
Just say hello.
Hello, hi.
Not much time, just to try to smile. That's the main thing, is the smiling and getting attention. I did speak to the center of the Exchequer and Gordon Brown, Tony Blair. I said, he smiled at me. And whoever came nearby, the William was there. Harry was going there. Harry was looking different way, so I couldn't speak to him. But William and Kate was smiling. That's the main thing. So close, I was so close. I could see everybody in there. Charles was looking at everybody. It was so, I could not just believe that. It's the heavenly, the appearance. Charles was there, so calm, and he was looking at everybody, smiling. It's like spreading the shining.
He had to take lots of pressure, isn't it?
Everything. But it didn't seem to be. It didn't seem to be. He looked very relaxed. And he's been looking at everybody and smiling, and I could not just believe. It's like, where is it?
No.
The weight he's been carrying and giving away. He could hold the whole world, the rain, together. These are the impression I got.
Thank you very much. Now, আমি আসবো আপনার কাছে, যারা প্যারেন্টসরা ওয়াচ করতেছেন প্রোগ্রাম, আমি আপনার কাছে এজ এ প্যারেন্ট হিসাবে ইভেন হিস্ট্রি সম্বন্ধে, নট অনলি মনার্ক, হাউ ইম্পর্টেন্ট ইট ইজ টু লার্ন অ্যাবাউট হিস্ট্রি, আপনি কি বলবেন?
টিভি সেটের সামনে যারা দেখছেন, আসলে সবার উদ্দেশ্যেই আমরা বলছি, আমাদের শুধু মনার্ক না, আমাদের প্রতিটি দেশ এবং আমাদের এই যে সভ্যতা কিভাবে তৈরি হয়েছে, আমাদের প্রতিটা হিস্টোরি নিজে জানার প্রয়োজন রয়েছে অ্যাজ এ হিউম্যান বিং হিসাবে। এবং আমাদের বাচ্চারা যারা রয়েছে তাদেরকে অবশ্যই আমরা বাবা মা যারা আছি তারা এটার মূল্যায়ন কি এবং কেন আমাদের বাচ্চাদেরকে এই হিস্টোরি জানতে হবে সেই বিষয়ে আরও বেশি উৎসাহিত হতে হবে, এবং বাচ্চাদেরকে আমরা আরও বেশি অনুপ্রাণিত করব আমরা হিস্টোরি দিয়ে। ধন্যবাদ।
Thank you. Ayman, okay, you are here with us, okay? Now Ayman, in few minutes time we will be finishing our program, but what would you like to say to the students and young people, those that are watching program tonight, about our particular topic?
So I'd say that any important events like coronations or stuff, if you have the chance to see them, you should go, even if it's like raining. And that history is important because it helps you learn about the past, and which is what history is. So, and when you learn about the past, you know what not to do. And
okay, that's very good. Thank you, Ayman. Thank you very much. Well done, well said. Shaka Muhammad, I would like to ask you to share your thoughts and views and any tips would you like to give to the audience, those people that are watching program, or also young people like your age.
I think learning about politics, our democracy, and the monarchy is really important, because I think there's a lot of debates whether age 16-year-olds should vote or not.
Yes.
And I think if us youth, we are more aware of our policies and the politics around our country, then I think that kind of vote and legislation would be passed. So I think that's important.
Well said. It is important because you need to know about your rights as well, isn't it? দাদা আমি আপনার কাছে আসবো, আপনি কোনো সংক্ষেপে কি টিপস দিবেন?
Thank you very much for such a educational program, and thanks to Education Hour and ATN Bangla. But I would like to add, we need to learn from this coronation event from King Charles III. His preaching and teaching one thing, living harmoniously. He is in Christian faith and he is welcoming all faith people, depending all faith people. And as an immigrant, the heritage of us, all of this, we should learn from this. Even though we have got different faith, different religion, different caste, different color, different community, we should learn to live together harmoniously. That's the teaching. That's the Charles is preaching. That's Charles is doing other things good for the world, the environmental things. So for all of you children and the parents, everybody should carry this ethos from this coronation event, saying we should love each other and feel good about it and live harmoniously.
Thank you very much. Now, প্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা কথা বললাম ব্রিটিশ মোনার্ক করোনেশন অফ কিংস চার্লস দ্য থার্ড নিয়ে, অনেক বিষয় নিয়ে কথা বললাম, বাট অন এ ডিফারেন্ট টপিক। I remembered now, রবীন্দ্র জয়ন্তী, isn't it?
Yes, রবীন্দ্রনাথের
So আজকে নাকি এই মাসে,
এই তো গতকাল
25শে বৈশাখ। Excellent. And now this is very important for it's also historical thing as well, isn't it? I know it's not part of coronation, but this is history of Bengal and Bangladesh.
Nobel Prize winner.
1913 he has achieved the Nobel Prize for Gitanjali. Excellent. And I know, Priyam, you usually sing. I got only 2 minutes. So in short, রবীন্দ্রসঙ্গীত আমরা একটু শুনি।
হ্যাঁ, অবশ্যই।
Although different, but it's a part of history as well. Off we go.
ও আমার দেশের মাটি তোমার পরে থাকায় মাথা, ও আমার দেশের মাটি তোমার পরে থাকায় মাথা, তোমাতে বিশ্বময়ের, তোমাতে বিশ্বমায়ের আঁচল পাতা, ও আমার দেশের মাটি তোমার পরে ঢাকায় মাথা, তুমি মিশে সমুদ্রের সনে, তুমি মিলেছ মোর প্রাণে মনে, মিশে সমুদ্রের সনে, তুমি মিলেছ মোর প্রাণে মনে, তোমার ওই শ্যামল বরণ কোমল মূর্তি মর্মে গাথা, ও আমার দেশের মাটি তোমার পরে থাকাই মাথা।
Thank you, Priyam Purokasto.
And Kamran, can we say God save the king?
Okay,
God save
you can say it.
King
God save the king. That's good. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you for coming. প্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা প্রোগ্রাম থেকে বিদায় নিব। আগামী প্রোগ্রামের আমন্ত্রণ জানিয়ে আমরা বিদায় নিচ্ছি। ভালো থাকবেন, সুন্দর থাকবেন। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।